The Japanese automotive industry is embroiled in a corporate drama worthy of Succession, where billion-dollar strategies, inflated egos, and a desperate race for survival collide. At the center of the storm is Nissan CEO Makoto Uchida, whose refusal to accept a subordinate role in a merger with Honda has sparked a crisis that threatens to redraw the global electric vehicle (EV) map. It began as a marriage of convenience. In December 2024, Honda and Nissan announced talks to create the world's third-largest automaker, a response to the meteoric rise of Chinese rivals BYD and NIO. But behind the optimistic press releases lay a three-dimensional chess game. Honda, with a market value 5 times Nissan's, saw its weakened partner as a bridge to its true prize: control of Mitsubishi Motors, which holds 45% of the hybrid market in Southeast Asia. Nissan, which owns 34% of Mitsubishi, became an unwitting pawn. Internal sources reveal Honda CEO Toshihiro Mibe pushed for clauses granting direct access to Mitsubishi's hybrid patents and factories in Thailand and Indonesia. Uchida, however, refused to reduce Nissan to a middleman, fearing a repeat of the trauma from its alliance with Renault. The crisis exploded on February 5, 2025, when Nikkei reported Nissan had abandoned talks. The reason? Honda demanded Uchida's resignation and for Nissan to become a subsidiary. On the Tokyo Stock Exchange, Nissan shares plunged 4%, while Honda rose 8%, a clear sign investors were betting on the rival automaker's collapse. Uchida, CEO since 2019, has become the symbol of this resistance. Inheriting the fallout from the Carlos Ghosn scandal, he implemented a painful restructuring plan, cutting 9,000 jobs and shuttering factories, but watched profits plummet 86% in 2024. Critics on Nissan's board argue his corporate pride blinds him to reality. Alone, Nissan lacks the $22 billion annual R&D budget to compete with BYD in solid-state battery development. The crux of the battle lies with Mitsubishi. While Nissan pushes for its full integration into the alliance, Mitsubishi CEO Takao Kato plays a double game. In January 2025, he announced the relaunch of the IMI-EV electric car in the US, signaling independence. Simultaneously, he's in talks with China's Geely, threatening to leave Japanese automakers without Mitsubishi's plug-in hybrid PHEV engine technology, critical for emerging markets. Honda retaliated with a radical offer: $657 million to buy Nissan's stake in Mitsubishi outright, bypassing corporate chains. The move, however, clashes with governance rules in the Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi alliance, which require French approval for major asset sales. While CEOs wage war, factory floors tell another story. At Nissan's Yokohama plant, workers report assembly lines idle 3 days a week. Meanwhile, Honda engineers in Saitama work triple shifts on a joint EV platform with Mitsubishi. This dichotomy highlights the human toll of a corporate battle that's already forced 20,000 Japanese families to rely on voluntary buyout packages. Japan's government, typically reluctant to intervene, has begun signaling concern. The Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, MITI, is brokering back-channel talks to prevent Mitsubishi falling into Chinese hands. One proposal involves $5 billion in subsidized loans to accelerate Honda's acquisition, in exchange for guarantees on domestic jobs. In this high-stakes game, Uchida is both pawn and player. His allies at Renault, which still owns 35.7% of Nissan, lobby for his survival, fearing a pro-Honda CEO would dilute their influence. But Singaporean and Hong Kong investment funds, which bought 7% of Nissan in November, demand his ouster, blaming him for an $8 billion valuation drop in 6 months. The outcome will reshape Asian industry. If Honda prevails, it creates a giant producing 8 million vehicles annually, with Mitsubishi's hybrid tech and global distribution networks. If Uchida holds firm, he risks condemning Nissan to irrelevance. See cautionary tale for Toyota and Mazda about corporate arrogance in the EV age. Meanwhile, in Shanghai, BYD executives watch with grins. knowing every month of Japanese indecision gifts them another 1% of global market share.